What's up, everybody? It's your boy AB. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's Warzone mobile video. And boys, things are looking bleak. They are looking dire for Warzone Mobile. Charlie Intel shared this post earlier today. This was about a bunch of mass layoffs at Activision Blizzard, and it seems like they even fired some Warzone mobile developers and team members. We got this article here from GameFile, and this article basically is talking about the amount of layoffs that Microsoft has had to make since the acquisition of Activision Blizzard King. If you guys don't remember, back in 2023, Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. That's right, billion, not million. It was the biggest acquisition in business, in the industry. It was unprecedented, one of the biggest acquisitions ever. And since then, Microsoft has been basically laying off, cleaning house. And according to them, it was because they were trying to rework and restructure their business plan, streamline their studios. But since the acquisition, it seems that they have fired nearly 2,000 workers. They've canceled one game project, and today seemed to be the next round of major layoffs. But there was an update to this article earlier today at 5:15 p.m. While the majority of the layoffs were in Activision Blizzard corporate and support roles, a source familiar with the matter tells GameFile that there are also cuts involving teams of two Activision Blizzard mobile games. Some layoffs are impacting the Warcraft Rumble team, which I've never played, which will continue to be available but is moving from launch to live ops. Others will impact workers on Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, one of two Call of Duty mobile titles. The game will also continue, but its team is being scaled down. The mobile version of Warzone launched in March after Activision announced it had 50 million pre-registrations. These cuts, according to the source, were not tied to the merger and were what Spencer was referring to when he mentioned needing to adapt to shifting priorities and manage the lifecycle and performance of game. Mobile has been a priority for Microsoft and was cited by Spencer and others as a major reason to buy Activision Blizzard King. But across the industry, game publishers have been pulling back from mobile games tied to even the biggest franchises as they find the market harder to thrive in than expected. So these last couple sentences actually reveal a lot. Like, there's some heavy stuff in here. You can't just drop any intellectual property on mobile, slap a few characters on it, slap a few logos on it, and expect that game to succeed. We have seen huge IP like EA's Battlefield. Battlefield Mobile didn't even make it past the alpha stage. Rainbow Six Mobile has been in some sort of like development limbo, and these are huge, tried and proven IP. They are massively successful across PC and console, but when they try porting these games onto mobile, they just aren't seeing that level of success. And just like EA and Ubisoft, Microsoft is starting to realize that now. One of the developers that was laid off from the Warzone mobile project is this gentleman here. His name is Brian Walker, Senior Development and Production Leader, and we have a statement here from him on his LinkedIn page. Even with over 30 years of experience in the games industry, days like this don't get any easier. The Microsoft layoffs hit my team at Solid State Studios, including myself, very hard. It's been an honor truly to work with these people. Our live ops team was full of 5-star performers that will really move the needle no matter where they land next. If your team is looking for seasoned operators, testers, producers, or project managers, please let me know. And by reading his statement, it seems like these layoffs came out of nowhere, randomly, out of the blue. His phrasing makes it sound like this just suddenly happened. There wasn't some sort of build up to it. It just happened. But he also mentions that if anyone out there was looking to hire seasoned operators, testers, producers, or product managers, he's making it sound like not only was he fired, but people in these positions were also let go as well. He mentions his Solid State Studios, and he mentions operators, testers, producers, product managers, and it seems like all these people have been let go. Interestingly enough, Brian Walker followed up that post with this post. I'm currently looking for senior executive level production or development director opportunities. Roles that would benefit from my AI training would be particularly attractive. About me, I'm looking for lead producer, executive producer, director of development, and development manager roles. I'm open to roles in Austin. I've previously worked at Activision, Microsoft, Deck 9 Games, Aspire Media, Boss Fight Entertainment, Retro Studios, Nintendo, Electronic Arts, and IDOS. And when I read Retro Studios Nintendo, I was like, hold up. I am very familiar with the Retro Studios games because I played the hell out of them. This individual here, Brian Walker, was the senior producer director on Metro Prime 2 and 3, Donkey Kong Country, and Mario Kart 7, one of Nintendo's biggest, most successful titles during the Wii life cycle. Like, this guy is a heavy hitter. He isn't some sort of slouch. This gentleman here knows how to make games.
He's worked on Prime 2, Prime 3, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Mario Kart 7. He's the only one. Brian Walker, how you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for reaching out to me today, Reese.
This man is a living legend in his own right. This is a very talented man. This man knows how to make successful games, but it seems like it wasn't enough at Warzone Mobile. Warzone Mobile has had an unsurmountable amount of odds against it. I do enjoy Warzone Mobile. I feel like Warzone Mobile is a good game, but I also realize that it only works for a handful of people. If you're not running a top-of-the-line flagship phone, if you're not playing on a $800 iPad, and I'm talking about M1, M2, and the new M4 iPad, you're not really getting the full experience or the performance of what Warzone Mobile should be like. Because even on these devices, we still experience a whole bunch of issues, from frame rate, overheating, and a whole lot more from a technical side. And people took to the replies to kind of figure out what can be done, or what they are hoping for Warzone Mobile, what has to be done in order to fix this situation. And a few people here have some decently good ideas, but I don't know if they will necessarily work. This person here says, easy fix, transfer the Warzone Mobile exclusive skins to the main game. But I don't think that's gonna be a huge benefit for anybody. It's something that I did mention in an earlier video, right? That we have these exclusive Warzone Mobile skins that don't transfer over. Some of these skins are $150. I'm talking about the keep, right? The lucky draw system. There just really isn't a whole lot of incentive for a PC player to play the mobile version, where they're really not going to be going back and forth, especially if the content isn't, transferable. Some stuff is, some stuff isn't. But some things are like exclusively for mobile, and it kind of sucks if you spend $150 on mobile and then you can't use those items on your PC console account. Kind of defeats the purpose of cross progression to a certain degree. But again, if it was included, sure, some people would use it, but I don't think people would flock, right? Because that's what Warzone Mobile needs. It needs a huge, I'm talking about maybe hundreds of thousands of players to bring this game back to life. And I don't even think we're close to like 10,000, honestly. I really don't think so. So if even a handful of people were to take advantage of a feature like this, I really don't think it would be enough. I don't think it would generate enough revenue. The only people I really see taking advantage of this is probably, honestly, content creators. Content creators will buy and buy and buy and spend and spend and spend and glaze and glaze and glaze for the purpose of getting views, getting content. And I totally understand. But there really isn't a whole lot of people that are going to be spending $150 for a mobile skin just so that they can use it on their PC account. As much as this person says it's an easy fix, I really don't think that is the solution that this game needs. KLG says they delayed for a year, poorly optimized on Android, premiering Modern Warfare 2 movement in the Modern Warfare 3 era, and lost the We've Got Rebirth Island back mojo because it launched in the premium game shortly afterwards. Really blotched it and didn't do a great job encouraging the switch from COD Mobile. And I think as far as content wise, as far as, the gaming aspects, I think this guy has a really good point. There really wasn't a lot going for Warzone Mobile. It kind of had a little bit of hype. People play the game, quickly realize like, hey, we actually get a better experience on other games. I'm getting a better experience on Call of Duty Mobile, and I also get a better experience on Warzone. We even have Rebirth Island back in console PC, so there really isn't a need to be stuck on mobile when I get a much better, streamlined, technically sound version of Warzone on console PC. And then this guy has a pretty funny take here. The game that looked like Turok on Nintendo 64 and melted phones didn't perform well? No shit. It's not the devs' fault. It's the dumbass execs thinking you can put a resource hog of a battle royale with a huge map on damn phone. Warzone Mobile isn't a very well optimized game. It runs on a very few set of devices, and the devices that it does manage to run on does seem to overheat, destroy battery life. It is not a game that people have fun with. You're trying to play, you're trying to enjoy it, but then you're destroying your device while you're doing it. You're having terrible frame rate, disconnects, lag. Your graphics are blurry as hell. It took them 6 months to give players the options to adjust their graphics and frame rate, and the game suffered for it. A lot of people tried the game, tried it twice, tried it 3 times. After the 3rd or 4th update, people were just like, you know what? This game is never going to work on my device. I'm moving on and I'm not looking back. One thing that I constantly see from the mobile game community is people asking, why didn't Activision just use the Unreal Engine, the Unity engine, something more mobile friendly? Why didn't they partner with Timmy Studios again or NetEase? Why didn't they go that route? It worked for Call of Duty Mobile. Why didn't they just stick to that formula and partner up again and make a game that will benefit players, benefit the companies? Because Call of Duty Mobile makes a lot of money. But even though it generates a lot of money, we all know that Activision doesn't want to share that pie. They want to keep it all for themselves. And one way that they can do that is to make the game in-house using their own Infinity Ward 9 engine, although it's modified. I'm going to go ahead and read a part of this article just to kind of paint the picture of how much money Tencent Studios is generating. Tencent's Timmy Studios, which developed the mobile free-to-play game Honor of Kings, made more money in 2020 than Western industry giants like Activision, NetEase, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two Interactive. The devs of the wildly popular, at least in China, MOBA and Call of Duty Mobile, published by Activision Blizzard, achieved a revenue of $10 billion last year. Thus, they provided Tencent with almost 43% of the total mobile gaming revenue, which exceeded $23 billion last quarter of 2020. Honor of Kings, which generated $2.5 billion, on the other hand, for the second time in a row, turned out to be the most financially profitable mobile title in the world. The result achieved by this Chinese studio is particularly impressive against the background of the revenues achieved by the largest publishers in the video game industry. For comparison, Activision, which after all owns Activision Blizzard, earned only $8 billion during the same period. EA, $5.6 billion. Take-Two Interactive, the publisher of GTA 5, a measly $3.2 billion. And the revenue of these companies are illustrated in the charts below. Timmy Studios is basically printing money. They know how to make mobile games, but they have to share that with Activision. Activision, I'm sure, would much rather keep the entire earnings, the entire revenue for themselves, keep it in-house, and control all of that themselves. They would rather not have to deal with an outside developer. They would probably much rather not have to deal with sharing any of that money. Some can make the argument that this is actually better for the Call of Duty branding if it stays within the Activision umbrella and has nothing to do with an outside studio. Timmy Studios is a Chinese developer, and in the past few years there have been issues with Chinese apps in other regions. Some parts of the world like India, they basically put a ban on Chinese apps. Even here in the US over the past couple years, there has been this big, debacle surrounding TikTok and wanting to ban, TikTok because it is an invasive Chinese app. What is the right answer? I don't know, but maybe Activision is thinking long term, and it probably benefits them to not have to deal with an outside studio, especially one in China. I know it may sound a little absurd, but imagine one day the US puts a full-out ban on Chinese apps. What will happen to Call of Duty Mobile, and what would have happened to Warzone Mobile if they partnered with Timmy Studios once again? There could potentially be some huge fallout, loss of revenue. The game would be banned. Players wouldn't be able to play it. But, I'm just thinking big picture here, and it's a what if scenario, but not too far off because we have been seeing this in other countries. India, for example, has put almost a complete ban on any apps from China. I have basically been covering Warzone Mobile since the day it was announced. Since then, I've been keeping up with it, following its development, and almost like journaling this whole chronicle because I would have never thought that a Call of Duty game could flop. Like, this was supposed to be the future of mobile gaming, and right now it's looking like it's on life support, boys. This game was supposed to be the best thing for the next 5 years, and right now I don't even know if it'll make it to 2025. I know there are some people out there that were praying for Warzone Mobile's downfall, but to those people, I gotta say, hey, you know what? Whatever your case is, whatever your sentiments are with Warzone Mobile, maybe you're just mad that Apex Legends sunset before this. Whatever the case may be, whatever your grudge is with Warzone Mobile, I feel bad. And I don't think it's for the best of mobile gaming if Warzone sunsets. I feel like there has to be something done. Some announcements have to be made. Something has to be reworked. Something has to be done. I don't know what. But sound off in the comments down below, boys. Let me know what you guys think about this Warzone mobile news. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the Call of Duty content, make sure to subscribe. My dogs are crying and I gotta go. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Peace.